this is me on the SkyRide. This is my second time around. I've just joined beyond the start point because that's a bit congested, and I'm heading towards the King Power Stadium. It's slackened off a bit now. It was very busy earlier, so we can get a bit more of a speed up, I hope. Here we are at the King Power Stadium. We're going to be entering very soon. I don't know why I sound so breathless. I'm not that. Blame the asthma.
When I come, I sat up there.
Right, there's King. No, did you want to put you need to know? We do
Isn't that Wi-Fi on?
Not many supporters in here today by the look of it. There's music on the way around, as you can hear, and we'll just have seen. I'm going to do a bit of a sprint, I think. Down here there is a sprint lane. Just gonna. No, this is a sprint lane.
Yeah.
The wind's a bit stronger than it was earlier. Not that that should affect me, but it does. This is close to the start, of course, and that's the official start, just near Bede Island Park. Going through De Montfort University now. It's in this building that Demon FM is based, as well as Demon Television. More music on the campus centre. These are the almshouses at the Newark, now owned by De Montfort University, used for its senior staff. And here again is some stunt riding, I think. Yep.
So if he's more interested in ashes for a part of those legs and those arms as wide as he can. There we go. And we're going to do more interesting.
Now we're heading to the medieval quarter of Leicester, and of course to the cathedral eventually. The BBC are here today with the commemorative World War I exhibition at the cathedral. Now towards Town Hall Square, where there's more music that you might be able to hear at the moment. Had some African music on earlier. Come a bit later so that I can just get around a bit more quickly so you can see what's happening. Oh. Drumming session. Before we return towards the city centre, the old Bishop Street post office still unused, of course. And now towards the curve. This is the only part of the route where there's traffic control, because of course you can't close Charles Street. Well, not easily anyway. It's one of the major routes through for buses. The only time we've had to stop. And now we're off again. And we're heading towards the Athena and the curve. There was more music to be had, I think, down here. I'm not sure at the moment. But we'll be revisiting here. Now we're heading towards St George's Church. Which had lots of people resting here earlier. And there still are. Did you hear that? Wasn't anywhere. The Leicester Mercury also have events. If you want to win a bike, then you could. The Leicester Tigers are here. You can sign up for their activities and win goodies and e-membership free of charge. Lots of events, and then of course towards the Sound House. Great music venue. Looks closed, which is surprising considering the event today. Maybe they were unaware that so many people, thousands of people here on the SkyRide. Now this has been fantastic when I came through before. Oh, there's only one dancer now, there were two dancers before. And just did a bit of a dance and we go through the bubbles. I hope they haven't hit the lens. If the bubbles have hit the lens, then I'm afraid you won't be able to see anything from now on. And of course I get no feedback here on the bike. Phoenix Square, more events at Phoenix Square. Sustrans are in the corner there. Had a look at their stuff a bit earlier. They've got the cycle rides around Leicester for those people that are interested. A reminder, of course, in this area of the industrial past of Leicester, because all these are now housing when there used to be factories and warehouses. One of the most spectacular buildings in the area on Southampton Street is actually a former stock warehouse, which is completely coated in terracotta. And you can see it just on the corner there opposite the curve. Fantastic, just a old warehouse. Now, of course, accommodation, very expensive city council accommodation, I'm sure, with plants growing out of it. Even the road sign is actually in terracotta. Look at that. Fantastic architecture, Alexandra House there. This is the Orton Square, named after Joe Orton, the famous Leicester playwright, and stage for music later on this evening. And of course, for children, they've got the went a bit mad now. For children, I was saying, they've got the sand buckets and spades, as it's called. Now, of course, we're getting close to having to cross the road again. Because Charles Street, as I said, seems to be the only place that's not possible to be pedestrianised fully. There we go, we're off. It's nice for a change to have priority over cars. As a driver myself, I don't want it all the time, but it's nice now. Now we're heading, of course, towards the market. There's events on the market, various stalls, charities. They're trying as much as possible to keep us away from the shoppers on a Sunday. There are lots of people who go shopping. Keep us away from those by taking us up the side streets. Here's the events at the market. And now we head towards High Street, but we're not entering High Street per se, we're going to Cheapside. Cheapside was named because of the market that was here, because it was cheap. But of course, originally the market was in High Street and High Cross Street, and down there was what was called Swine Street, now Haymarket. Sits where Swine Street was, where the pigs were sold. Interesting, huh? See, I don't just take you around. There's a man in front who's lost half of his bike, or in fact most of his bike. Again, returning to the medieval part of Leicester, what's remaining of medieval Leicester is in this area. And of course we pass the Guildhall. There's the Guildhall and of course the cathedral. There's an army band playing, we're army cadets. Here of course is the new Jubilee Square. Cost £4 million so we can finish. Will be parts of it will be blocked off after today, and this is the Georgian front of a Weakston house where the Weakston family lived. Great philanthropists, also very rich in medieval times, having dealt in wool and wool products. But very cleverly got a licence to be the only people from Britain to ship wool to France. Of course, then opened up whole Europe. So once you got on the king, you became very, very rich, as they did. Just clipping here the castle gardens that you can see the trees on, and we're going to go past Mary de Castro. No steeple anymore. It's had to be taken down because it was unsafe, and is going to be rebuilt once they've got the money to do so. Advertising for the visitor centre, I've got to point that out. Richard III Visitor Centre near the cathedral sits on top of where Richard III's body, or bones, were found. There's Mary de Castro, Sons Spire. This is the biggest medieval wrong hall left. It's got a Georgian facade again. Was used as the county court. The county magistrates and the county assizes, as were. Rupert's Gate. This is where Rupert broke through the siege of Leicester. I'm back to now to Montfort University. This is the Hawthorne building. I spent my years on the top floor doing microbiology, and on the first floor for my chemistry lectures. Going back a long time, that, when I was an undergraduate. You see more of the almshouses here. These until the 80s actually held elderly people, but they have moved out, and De Montfort University took over and have their senior management team based in here. Now we go to now. I haven't done today, except on my first run, but we didn't go over the first time. And now we're heading back to the park, and you will see the park. There's a lot of activities on there, and an awful lot of the Sky bibs. To be precise, they're tabards. This is an existing cycle lane, and as you can see, it's National Route 2 and 3. We're going down Route 3, and there we go. That's the river, which runs parallel-ish to the canal. See the old railway? That's the Great Western. No, it wasn't.
I have no idea.
The Great Central.
Taking a stroll, going back to me.
I'm sure. Oh, sorry.
Thanks. cleaned up the bits of rubbish that have come down off this bank. And here we are at the park. I'm not going to show you the whole of the park and cycle around every event, but you'll get some idea as I slowly cycle. That's normally what happens. There's the roundabout. Here we are.
Look at the scrutineering coming through. How much is it? 30. 30. Gotta keep going. Hey! The winner! And then we got still going against the two.
This is
one, and we have the second
bike
man,
race.
and we have a third place. Ladies and gentlemen,
Racing to do something.
give them. It's still going. It's a winner. Anyway, give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And the winner receives the top. Well done.
And this is it.
Big round of applause to the young lady and the other young man. Thank you for taking part in the Tyre Punk race. And give yourself
And
a round of applause for being a good
that's the route this year. I hope you've enjoyed the wander around with me. Not panting as much now. Signing out.